So I guess like I feel like credit in our community is deemed as like a negative thing.
Super negative.
Right.
And the crazy part is, if you don't get a credit card, you don't get utilization. So a lot of people running from credit cards. Oh, why my score won't go over 690? Well, you're missing 160 points because you don't have a credit card.
Exactly.
You don't get a you don't get utilization from a loan.
Yeah.
You only get it from a credit card.
Yeah.
That's why it's important to have one.
Yeah. So I guess my question is, why is credit important? Right? Because if it's something that could become bad, or I could have a bad score, why is credit important in the first place?
Because we live in a system where you have it. I'm going to keep it a buck. Not every country has a credit system. Most countries, if like my family from Jamaica, right? Ain't no credit system in Jamaica. If you don't have the cash,
You can't get it.
you can't get it. I know my first test dummy, and I just say test dummy as a language, was one of my friends. She's like a hairstylist. So she never really had a real job for like years. But she make her money. She do hair. She really good at it. Off the books, right? Don't tell her. You tell her all that. But she do her thing. And I was able to build her profile out to like $175,000 in a year and a half. Why? She had good budgeting habits though. She was scared of credit, and I'm like, nah, bro, you wildin'. You gotta get this, and that, third. Helped her out. She was my first person, $175,000.
Wow.
Right, but she never had no real income. But her habits were good.
Yeah.
Credit is all about habits.
Yep.
And the better habits you have, the more money you can get.
Yeah.
And if you can take their money and leverage that to grow something else,
Yeah.
that's better for you, because not every country has it.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, some countries don't believe in debt.
Yeah. And you know the crazy thing is, I always tell my students, like, don't listen to anybody else. Don't listen to your parents. Don't listen to whatever. Like, the credit card company isn't the problem. It's you. It's the person that's using it. So if your parents are telling you don't get a credit card, they're telling you that because they made some mistakes. It's not the credit bureau. It's not.
Don't got legs.
Exactly. That card can't swipe itself. It can't type in the numbers.
Out here swiping those swipes.
You get what I'm saying? So it's just like, it's really based on like you. You know what I'm saying? And if you're not disciplined enough, don't use it, but too much. But like, just still get it. You know what I'm saying? And just force yourself to be disciplined, because it's like, you're going to hit a peak. Something that's similar in my situation. Like, if I didn't start building my credit when I was 18, I wouldn't be able to do half of the things I'm doing. I have business credit because I started personal credit when I was 18. I was able to get my car on my own because I started my credit when I was 18. Stop playing. You playing around too much. Like, you want to do something, you want to make the money, you want to build wealth because it look cool, but you're not serious, because you know what I got, and I got something for you. The Blueprint for Investing, Volume 1, created by me, Aaliyah Duah. It gives you a step-by-step guide on how to get started investing in the stock market. See, if you want to really build wealth, you got to put your money into things that's going to work for you, right? Because the job money cool, but you want to make the money work too, right? So it's going to give you a step-by-step guide, investing tools, the apps to use, everything. And the best part is, I know you don't like to read, so I only made it 28 pages. That's it, right? 28 pages, and you getting yourself some wealth of knowledge. So make sure y'all tune in, get your copy today, and go to financialrevolutionn.com. Let's get it, y'all. Back to the episode. Cousin right here, I put him as an authorized user on my credit card, right? When he was 15 years old, because I understood. I'm like, shoot, like, understood the power of credit, and I knew, like, all right, his mom's wasn't going to do it. I make sure my credit's good. It helps me because now I have an authorized user. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, now when he turns 18, he'll have access to money. He's into production, screenwriting, things like that. He can now go make his own stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because he has access to the capital. And I think, like, when we start really, like, changing our mindset and start looking at things as opportunities, and instead of like, oh, I don't know how to do this, or I can't do that, or, you know what I'm saying?
Fear.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
it's scary. Yeah. Super scary.
But we pick and choose what we scary about.
Very, very factual.
We pick and choose what we scary about. Like, I always tell people, like, we have FOMO with the wrong things. I have the fear of missing out on a good investment opportunity.
Trust me, I already felt that.
You feel me? Like, that's my fear. I hate hearing, dang, I could have been a part of that investment wave. I could have been a part of that, right? So it's, but then people are afraid of, oh, man, I don't got the latest iPhone. I don't got that. Like we have FOMO for the wrong stuff. Like
we having every Apple product, and not one piece of Apple stock. I get it, and I don't get it at the same time.
I feel like just do both.
Listen,
Do both. Like
I put, just like you did with your cousin, I put my nephews on as authorized users. My nephew just didn't even know until he went to go get his own card in his car. And he was like, yeah, Auntie said I got a Capital One card. I was like, you don't got no Capital One card? I have a Capital One card. And that card is 10 years old. So when he goes out now, my nephew's biggest credit line is $23,000.
wow.
He's 23.
Wow.
He started building at 19. When I started my credit journey, we was having classes, both my nephews. I got another one that's 18. Same thing, same conversation we having. Why? Because if I don't have this conversation with them, they gonna come old. They gonna get older and say, "Well, we never talked about it, or I never learned this in school, and this and the third." And to be
That's a
honest,
fact.
we gotta start having personal accountability. Where
That's a fact.
I teach what I can in schools, but I can't teach your kids how to be responsible with money.
That's
That's
a
a
fact.
parent's job.
Yeah. And we gotta be intentional.
We got to be very intentional,
gotta
and
be
we have to be
intentional.
accountable.
We
We,
gotta
want
be
everybody else to do
intentional.
something for our kids, but it's like, yo, you got to take that. I had to have that conversation with my nephews, and now one of my other nephews, he actually, not to bring it back to them, but he actually got recruited by Primerica, and he came to me like, yo.